Sophia has her own scars, a marriage that ended because her ex-husband wanted to control her dreams. With Alexander, she feels seen. He listens when she talks about wanting to paint in Paris, in Santorini, anywhere the light feels alive. And Alexander, for the first time, tells someone the truth. I have everything, Sophia, but I don't have a family. And I'm terrified that when I die, no one will remember my name for love, only for money. Their connection deepens fast. Stolen nights in a quiet Brooklyn apartment become their escape. Alexander feels young again, hopeful again. But guilt follows him like a shadow. He loves Elena in the way you love someone who stood by you when you had nothing. Yet with Sophia, he feels something new and dangerous, possibility. Then one evening, Sophia calls him, voice shaking. I'm pregnant. Alexander's world stops. Joy floods him first, raw and overwhelming. This is the miracle he's prayed for. But reality crashes in seconds later. Elena can never know. He promises Sophia everything. The best doctors, a beautiful home, financial security for life. Sophia looks at him with tears in her eyes and says, Alex, this isn't about your money. This baby is part of us. I won't disappear, so you can keep your perfect life. As her belly grows, so does the distance between what Alexander wants and what he's willing to risk. He attends hidden ultrasounds, hears the heartbeat, feels the first kick, and every time, his heart breaks a little more because he's living two lives. At home, Elena notices the late nights, the distracted glances, the mysterious charges on their accounts. Arguments erupt. Who is she? Elena asks one night, voice breaking. Alexander lies. He hates himself for it. But he lies again. Sophia, meanwhile, refuses his offers of millions to raise the child alone. I didn't fall in love with your bank account, she says. I fell in love with a man who told me he was lonely in a room full of people. She wants him to choose, to leave the lies and build a real family. Alexander is torn. Divorce would destroy Elena. The scandal would damage his company. But ignoring Sophia feels like abandoning the only real happiness he's ever chased. One stormy night, after feeling their baby girl kick strongly for the first time, Sophia asks him point blank, when she's born, will you be there as her father, or as a visitor who sends checks? Alexander has no answer. They fight. Words cut deep. Sophia leaves the apartment crying, and Alexander stands in the rain, realizing he might lose everything he suddenly can't live without. The very next day, Elena confronts him with proof of the apartment rental. Everything spills out, the affair, the lies, but not yet the pregnancy. Elena's face crumbles. She packs a bag that same night and leaves for her sisters. For the first time, Alexander is completely alone in the penthouse that once felt too big and now feels like a tomb. In the silence. He finally says the words that have haunted him for years. You can't pay for the birth, but I need a child. And in that confession, he understands he doesn't just need a child. He needs to become the man worthy of being a father. He picks up the phone and calls Sophia, voice raw. I'm ready to choose. Please let me choose you and our baby. As Alexander waits for Sophia's answer, his life hangs in the balance. He files for divorce the next week, offering Elena half of everything without a fight. When they meet to sign papers, Elena looks at him with tired eyes and says, I knew we were broken long before you met her. I just didn't want to admit it. She tells him she's found peace volunteering with children who need homes. And in her quiet strength, Alexander sees the woman he fell in love with years ago. They part not with hate, but with sadness and a strange kind of gratitude. Alexander shows up at Sophia's door with nothing but honesty. No gifts, no promises of luxury, just himself. I know my marriage. I want to be with you every day, every appointment, every sleepless night. I want to earn this. Sophia lets him in, cautious but hopeful. They start slow, shared dinners, painting the nursery together, talking about fears instead of hiding them. Alexander learns to make pasta from scratch. Sophia teaches him how to feel the baby's hiccups through her belly. For the first time, he is present. But the world outside isn't kind. Paparazzi catch them leaving a clinic. Headlines scream about the billionaire's secret mistress and love child. His company's stock dips. Investors panic. Alexander faces the board and tells them the truth. He's stepping back to focus on his family. Some call him reckless. Others admire his courage. He doesn't care anymore. Then, weeks before the due date, complications hit. Sophia develops preeclampsia and must deliver early. Alexander never leaves her side. In the delivery room, he holds her hand through every contraction, whispering, "I'm here. I'm not going anywhere." When their daughter Lily takes her first breath and lets out a fierce cry, Alexander sobs harder than he ever has in his life. He cuts the cord with shaking hands and cradles his tiny girl against his chest, feeling a love so deep it rearranges everything inside him. Days later, Elena visits the hospital quietly, bringing a soft blanket and a single white rose. She looks at Lily, then at Sophia, and says, "She's perfect. Take care of them both." There is no bitterness in her voice, only closure. Sophia reaches for her hand, and the two women share a moment of understanding no one else could touch. Fatherhood humbles Alexander in ways money never could. He learns the exhaustion of 3 a.m. feedings, the panic of a fever, the pure joy of Lily's first smile aimed only at him. Sophia's art blooms. She opens her own gallery show, paintings full of light and new beginnings, and Alexander stands proudly in the crowd, holding their daughter. There are hard days. Trust takes time to rebuild. They go to counseling, talk through insecurities, and choose each other again and again. On Lily's first birthday, they host a small party in their new home. Not a mansion, but a warm house filled with laughter and crayons on the walls. Alexander gets down on one knee in front of their friends and family, holding a simple ring. "You taught me that the greatest things can't be bought. Marry me, Sophia. Let me spend every day proving I'm the man you believed in." She says yes through happy tears. Years pass. Alexander's company thrives under new leadership, but his real legacy runs around the park with curly hair and paint-stained fingers, calling him Daddy. Sophia's paintings hang in homes around the world, each one carrying the story of second chances. And on quiet evenings, Alexander watches his wife and daughter dance in the living room to old songs, and he knows the truth he once couldn't face. Love, real love, the kind that builds families and heals broken hearts, cannot be purchased. It can only be chosen. Every single day to remember. No matter how much you have, the things that matter most aren't things at all. They're the people who stay when the money can't fix it, the tiny hands that reach for yours, and the courage to choose love over fear. Sophia's phone rings late that night. Alexander's voice cracks through the line. "I choose you. I choose our baby. Please give me one more chance." She doesn't answer right away. The silence stretches until she finally whispers, "Come over. We talk in person." When he arrives, rain still dripping from his coat, he has no briefcase, no checkbook, nothing but red eyes and trembling hands. He tells her everything. The divorce papers are already filed. Elena will keep half the fortune, and he doesn't care about the cost anymore. All he wants is to be there when their daughter takes her first breath. They start over carefully. He moves into Sophia's small Brooklyn apartment instead of buying a new mansion. He sleeps on the couch at first, earning trust one day at a time. He wakes early to make her favorite tea, drives her to every doctor visit, and sits through birthing classes without complaint. Sophia watches him change diapers on a doll with serious concentration and feels her walls soften. They paint the nursery together, soft yellow walls and a mobile of tiny painted stars. For the first time, Alexander laughs without guilt. The outside world fights back hard. A paparazzo snaps photos of them, leaving an obstetrician's office. Within hours, headlines explode. Tech tycoon's secret mistress pregnant. His company's shares drop sharply. Angry investors demand his resignation. Board members call emergency meetings. Alexander walks into the conference room, looks each of them in the eye, and says, "My family comes first now. I'm stepping back as CEO, effective immediately." Some shout that he's throwing away everything he built. He answers quietly, "I'm finally building something that matters." As the due date nears, danger strikes. Sophia's blood pressure spikes dangerously high. Doctors diagnose preeclampsia and schedule an early delivery. Alexander never leaves the hospital. He holds her hand through monitors and needles, whispering encouragement while fear claws at his chest. In the operating room, bright lights and urgent voices surround them. Sophia squeezes his fingers so hard they go white. When the doctor lifts their tiny daughter into the world and her fierce cry fills the air, Alexander breaks. Tears stream down his face as he cuts the cord and places the warm, wriggling bundle on Sophia's chest. Lily Voss, 6 pounds of miracle, grips his finger with impossible strength, and in that moment, every dollar he ever earned feels worthless compared to this point 2 days later. A soft knock sounds at the hospital room door. Elena steps in, holding a handmade blanket and a single white rose. Her eyes are tired but clear. She looks at Lily sleeping peacefully, then at Sophia, and smiles with genuine warmth. "She's beautiful," she says. "You both deserve this happiness." Sophia reaches out and takes Elena's hand. No words are needed. Elena kisses Alexander's cheek, whispers, "Be good to them," and leaves as quietly as she came. The past closes gently behind her. Fatherhood hits Alexander like a tidal wave. Midnight feedings, explosive diapers, endless laundry. He faces it all without assistance or nannies at first, learning humility one exhausted sunrise at a time. He rocks Lily through colic nights, humming off-key lullabies until his voice gives out. Sophia paints again, vibrant canvases full of hope and new light. Alexander quietly funds her first solo gallery show, standing in the back of the crowded room with Lily strapped to his chest, beaming with pride no business deal ever gave him. Trust takes longer to rebuild. Some nights, Sophia wakes from nightmares of abandonment. They start couples therapy, sitting side by side, unpacking old wounds and building new promises. Alexander learns to listen without fixing, to apologize without excuses. Sophia learns to believe he won't disappear when life gets hard. That on Lily's first birthday, they throw a small party in their cozy house. Balloons on the walls, homemade cake, close friends laughing in the backyard. As the sun sets, Alexander pulls Sophia aside, drops to one knee, and opens a tiny box holding a simple diamond ring. "You show me that real love isn't bought. It's chosen every single day. Marry me. Let me choose you and Lily for the rest of my life." Sophia's yes comes out as a joyful sob. Their friends cheer. Lily claps, sticky hands, not understanding but feeling the happiness anyway. Years roll forward. Alexander's company recovers and grows under fresh leadership, but he stays involved only as an advisor, protecting his time at home. Sophia's paintings sell around the world, each one carrying quiet stories of redemption. Lily grows into a bright, curious girl with her mother's artistic spark and her father's determination. Weekends are spent in parks, on beaches, in art studios. Simple places filled with loud laughter and quiet love. One golden autumn evening, Alexander pushes Lily on a swing while Sophia sketches them from a nearby bench. He looks over at the two people who rewrote his entire world and feels a peace he never knew money could buy. He lifts Lily high, her giggles ringing out, and thinks back to the man who once believed wealth could fix anything. That man is gone. In his place stand a husband who shows up, a father who stays, and a human who finally understands. You can't pay for the birth of a child, but you can earn the right to be part of her life, one honest choice at a time. Love, true love, isn't found in bank accounts or headlines. It's built in hospital rooms at 3 a.m., in forgiveness offered without strings, in everyday moments when you choose each other again and again. Alexander Voss learned that the hard way, but he learned it completely.